everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're starting a series that delves deeper in each land at Disneyland. We'll cover a bit of history, information pertinent to planning your next trip, and of course some fun and fantasy, which is what Disneyland is all about. So stick around. We'll talk about Mainstreet, and yes, it's a land, and you'll learn some history and secrets that I can almost guarantee you didn't know. After you pass through the ticket scanners, you're greeted by the Mainstreet train station and Floral Mickey. You're faced with your first choice of the day as you pass under the tunnel onto Mainstreet, USA. Will you go through the left tunnel or the right tunnel? Either way you choose, you're greeted by the famous sign. Here you leave the world of today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. You're passing under the berm and leaving your troubles behind. Now you're in a small town inspired by early 20th century Americana. Walt Disney spent his childhood in Marceline, Missouri, and he wanted guests to have the same feeling he had as a child as they walked the streets. More direct inspiration for Mainstreet comes from the city of Fort Collins, Colorado. Harper Goff, who designed Disneyland's Mainstreet, USA with Walt Disney, grew up in Fort Collins. He took photos of the buildings and used them as models for the buildings along Main Street in Anaheim, California. Turn around and go up the stairs at the Mainstreet train station to get a different perspective looking down Main Street, or hop aboard the train and take the Grand Circle tour around the whole park, or get off at any of the 3 stops along the tracks. Walt Disney loved trains. The saying goes, it all started with a mouse, but it all began with a train might be a more accurate description of the origin of Disneyland. It's been mused that Disneyland was just an excuse for Walt to have his own personal full-size train set that you could walk through. Either way, Walt wanted to give the guests an opportunity to begin their visit with a tour around the park, so that they could see the various lands and build anticipation for their plans for the rest of the day and decide what they wanted to see next. After you descend the stairs down from the Mainstreet train station, directly to your left is a tour services area. Look on the app or the Disneyland website to find out more about which ones are being currently offered. As you gaze down Main Street looking towards Sleeping Beauty Castle, this area is known as Town Square. To your left is City Hall. There you will find guest services. You can also go in there for free pins such as for your birthday, first visit, anniversary, or some other celebration. Although the lineup can be quite long and those pins are usually available in many of the shops. Beside that is the fire station. If you look above the fire station, you'll see Walt Disney's personal apartment. He used to stay there occasionally to be closer to the park. When he was there, the light in the window would be on, signifying that Walt was there. That light remains on now to let everyone know that his spirit still lives on in the park today. In the center of the area in front of the train station is a flagpole and some benches. There's a flag retreat ceremony daily at 4:15 where they take down the flag and honor America and current and past military personnel. Throughout the year, the decor on Main Street will change with the seasons, special events, and holidays, but anytime you go, you'll experience the magical feeling of stepping back into a simpler time. Walt Disney wanted the experience of going to Disneyland to be like you were stepping into a movie. All of the environments are designed to be immersive and draw you into a story. The park's architecture and landscaping are meticulously crafted to set the stage, so to speak. They even use movie set design tricks like forced perspective to make the buildings feel larger than they actually are. The characters and shows further blur the lines between reality and fantasy. Disney staff are known as cast members, and there are even opening credits if you look at the Main Street windows. The names you see on the 85 windows on Main Street are all significant contributors to the creation, design, history, maintenance, and operation of the park. They roll through like in a movie as you stroll down Main Street. On the right side of Town Square is Disneyana, a beautiful gallery where you can purchase or just look at various pieces of artwork. This location actually used to be a bank, which has some great history and is connected to the funding of Disneyland's construction. Provost Park Pass made a whole video on this, so check it out. The link is in the description. Be sure to step inside to see some remnants from the bank. Next to that is the Opera House, home to great moments with Mr. Lincoln and the Disney Gallery. As of the filming of this video, May 2025, both are unavailable because they're creating a new show at Great Moments with a Walt Disney animatronic. The much-anticipated Walt Disney A Magical Life will debut at the Mainstreet Opera House Theatre in Disneyland Park on July 17, 2025, temporarily replacing the classic Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. This new attraction will take guests on a cinematic journey through Walt Disney's life, culminating in a visit to his office, brought to life for the very first time ever through the magic of audio animatronic storytelling. The two shows will eventually alternate, giving guests a chance to experience both. The Opera House was actually the first building built at Disneyland. It was built to be the sawmill that built all the other buildings at the park. There's even a secret basement that I'd never heard of until recently. Check out Hey Brickey's video in the description for the full story on that. Beside the Opera House is the Mad Hatter, your go-to shop for hats, ears, and other merch. There are also multiple Mainstreet vehicles that operate at various times throughout the day, and sometimes even at night, that will drive you down Main Street to the castle, or drive you back. They have pickup and drop-off locations near Town Square or near the castle, so be on the lookout for the omnibus, horseless carriage, fire engine, or the horse-drawn streetcar. There are also churros and popcorn available in Town Square, and of course various entertainment throughout the day, including the Disneyland Band, the Dapper Dans, the Straw Hatters, and various character meet and greets, not to mention cavalcades and parades when they're running, which go up or down all of Main Street. So we've covered the entrance to Main Street, now let's head towards the castle. On both the left and right sides, you'll find various shops. A lot of merchandise is the same in all of them, but you'll also find some unique things too, depending on the theme of the shop. On the left, you'll find the Emporium, the largest souvenir shop in the park, selling a wide range of Disney merchandise. Next is New Century Jewelry, which sells, you guessed it, jewelry. Across the street is Disney Showcase, which is standard Disney souvenirs and clothing. Next is the Main Street Magic Shop, where you can see magic tricks performed and buy some sets to do on your own. The actor Steve Martin even worked there in the early days of his comedy career. Next to the Magic Shop is the 20th Century Music Company, where you can buy pins, lanyards, and other accessories. Next to that is the Main Street Cinema. Stop inside, be sure to say hi to Tilly on the way in, and sit and rest while you watch some early Disney animated shorts. I recommend getting a churro to snack on while you watch the films. My son and I did this a few times after park closing while Main Street was still open, while we were waiting for our ride back to the hotel. Next to the cinema is the Market House, which is Disneyland's Starbucks. Go inside and look for an old-fashioned telephone. Pick it up and you might even be able to eavesdrop on a conversation. If you do grab a coffee from the Market House, you might even be lucky enough to sit in one of the coveted seats on the porch on Main Street. Okay, so now you come to a little street. At the end of the street, you'll find lockers and battery chargers for purchase. You can also hang out on the street and listen to the windows on the second floor. You'll hear various sounds of a dentist, piano lessons, a hotel, and a detective agency. There's also a fruit cart on this little street as well. Look for the brick wall at the end of the street and you'll notice bricks in two different styles of installation, straight and wavy. This was a test wall for when they were building Disneyland, and they wanted to see how the different brick installation techniques looked. Okay, so now we're going to zip across the street quickly to the Carnation Cafe. This is a sit-down dining location and reservations are recommended. You can enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner here. Mickey waffles, skillet meals, Walt's chili, sandwiches, and burgers. There's a lot of good choices here. Next to that is the Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor. Be sure to stop in there for a sweet treat. And the Sugar Delights don't stop, as next door you can get more sweet treats from the Candy Palace. You can even take a peek at the candy makers at work as they entice your taste buds. Rounding out the left side offerings is Refreshment Corner, also known as Coke Corner. Stop in here for a quick service meal of hot dogs, chili cheese dogs, mac and cheese, chili, and various combinations of all of them. And Coke, of course. Enjoy the Ragtime piano player while you enjoy your lunch. Look for the custom half-red, half-white light bulb over the door. When the workers first installed the lights in 1955, the pattern wasn't symmetrical, which wasn't acceptable to Walt, and so he had them paint half a bulb red and half a bulb white to solve the problem. Now they have custom bulbs made, and it's a neat little piece of history to look out for. This location also has a small basement that was added to store the massive amounts of Coca-Cola sold in this restaurant. Again, watch the Hey Brickey video for details on that. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so we're going across the street again. Sorry, I have you zigzagging back and forth, but anyway, we're going to the right side to finish off the stores beyond the road that the lockers are on. Crystal Arts is where you're going to find crystal souvenirs like figurines and glassware. You can even get them engraved. Next door is the Silhouette Studio. They're around $12 to $13 a person, and you can even bring photos of people who aren't there, or even pets. They take about 60 seconds each to cut out, and they're amazing to watch them work. You can also buy a frame for about $20. Next door is a China Closet, which has home and seasonal decor items, and the final stop is Plaza Point, where you can find year-round Christmas decor and other seasonal and themed items. Directly around the corner from that, on the right, is the Baby Care Center, where you can have a quiet and private area that has a nursing room with chairs, changing room with tables, toddler-sized toilets, feeding area with high chairs, and a kitchen with a sink, bottle, and microwave. There's also a vending machine that has formula, baby food, juice, diapers, wipes, sunscreen, pacifiers, and over-the-counter medication for purchase with a credit card. And next to that is the First Aid Center. There are also various washrooms on Main Street, which you can find marked on the map. The Little Red Wagon is across from the Baby Care Center, and it's known for corn dogs. There's also another little vending cart with ice cream bars, ice cream sandwiches, and other little snacks. Also in that corner is the Plaza Inn, a beautiful quick dining or character dining location where Walt's wife, Lillian Disney, handpicked many of the restaurant's authentic 19th century interior furnishings. They have a quick service lunch or dinner, and they're known for their fried chicken, big enough for them to be able to share. You can also book a reservation for a character dining buffet, the only character dining in the parks. They also occasionally do buffets for special occasions like Mother's Day or Father's Day, which require reservations as well, or dining packages for parades and fireworks. Check out the website or app for details and availability on those offerings. Across the street is the Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe, where you can get treats and lunch or dinner. They're known for their Jolly Holiday combo of a toasted cheese sandwich and tomato basil soup, but they've got so many options you'll probably end up stopping by more than once. And finally, you'll be at the Hub, where you can pay homage to Walt and grab some popcorn or turkey legs before choosing your own adventure into the rest of the park, to Tomorrowland, through the castle to Fantasyland, or to the left through Frontierland or Adventureland. You can also occasionally catch the Disneyland band or see a show featuring Mary Poppins, Bert, and the Pearly Band right in front of the castle. If you want to be at the park for Rope Drop, the Hub is where everyone gathers for the ropes to drop at park opening. Rope dropping the park is a great way to get on rides before the majority of guests get to the park around 10 a.m. Disneyland lets you into the park a half an hour before park opening, so if you're on the Esplanade 45 minutes to an hour before park opening, you'll get to be close to the front of the line to be let into the park. Then you can immediately make your way to the Hub to be at, or at least close to, the front of the roped off areas that lead to each land. When the ropes drop, you can be one of the first on your favorite rides. I have a whole video that talks about how to plan your park day, so check that out above or in the description. Of course, if there are fireworks or projections in the evening, you'll want to catch those from Main Street as well. If it's really busy and they're trying to control traffic, maybe you'll even be lucky enough to be sent behind the shops into a backstage tunnel that they use for guest traffic control. Main Street is open for an hour after park close, so if you want to save your shopping until after you're finished with rides for the day, you can do that. Even if you don't want to buy anything, strolling down the street at night with the popcorn lights and ambiance is a magical experience. And make sure you look at the window displays along Main Street, they're quite enchanting. Arguably, Main Street is the heart of Disneyland and is the perfect, magical location to start your Disneyland adventure for the day. Stay tuned for more walkthroughs on different lands so that you can learn more tips and secrets to plan your day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.